stranger! An outcast, lurking among the shadows of the trees like an animal. You murdered one of my soldiers in the name of a filthy thief! Your guilt is clear! Plead for mercy, if you must! Hunt her down! Quickly now!
Crush him!
It'll take a better snare than that to catch me.
By the first ones! You're alive! I'm glad to see another living soul.
You're wounded. What happened?
The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, until that bloody thing got to me first. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, suddenly they ain't so dead no more. I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
This is like no sickness I've ever seen. Let's track down this miller. Another string to my bow. Unnatural. Effective. Fury! Kind to you now. feast. They die the same.
Well done. Please come inside.
This reeks of desperation. But
Renly's the name. You're skilled with the violence, if what you did out there in the riverbanks is any sign. Another refugee from the Count's justice, I take it. Well, have no fear. This place is something of a hideaway for many of us now, and we could sorely use your skills in these dark times. I'll smith for you what I can, if you're willing to bend your violence toward our defense. There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the felling. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it, we'd be indebted to you.
tools of the Forge turned tools of war. These are dangerous times.
Oi, it's you! The mysterious woman in the forest. We've never officially met, but you've certainly given me quite the fright a time or two. I am Finn, and I shall be your humble provider of useful and diverse objects that are most definitely not scrounged or stolen. If I don't got it, I can get it. You just let me know. This is a wooden tomb, if you care to see it objectively. We're not quite dead yet, but food supply is dwindling, and I've seen what hunger can make a man do. The monsters out there are not the ones that will get us in the end. Oh, Renly's all right. Only man in the village that didn't run me out of town whenever he saw me. Well, maybe it's because he didn't have a daughter to protect. See you.
At least he's honest about being a liar.
Welcome to the Camp of the Lost, stranger. We survive, but we do not live. I am Una. All this began the night Count Gino took his most loyal men into the Grelwood. After he returned, a madness grew in him. Something happened out there. Please, I beg of you, travel into the forest and begin your search. There must be some clue as to what took place. I fear this land's sickness will only deepen unless we do something.
A songbird makes for easy prey. She'd best watch her back.
Yes? Renly brings the strength, Finn brings the wit, and I'm doing my best to keep spirits raised with my songs. Hope is the only thing we have now, but it's in short supply. He doubts himself, but I know he will find a way to protect us. He is a good man, and I am thankful for his presence. In many ways, he reminds me of my father. Bye.
Oi. Well, this place was never meant to house this many people, especially not the sick and injured. But there's nowhere else to go. The monsters creeping out of the forest keep us locked within these wooden walls, and the Count's tyranny has made outlaws of everyone here. So nobody's coming to save us. I don't have the heart to tell the others I don't see a way to survive this. I put on a brave face, but it's the truth. This part of Farrell has been a fair home for many an Essamite generation. The clans didn't always get along, but we had to settle our feuds when the Eternals laid their savage boot upon us. We weren't able to take part in the Bloody Flowers Rebellion, but we had our share of conflict with them here. Their ruins run over the top of ours, fighting a silent war in stone. It's a shame what happened to old Brannock. He was a kind man in life, but I can't say I'll miss the creature he became. Oh, he tried to batter his way in for 5 full days once he rose again. Well, we thought we were done for. But then you came along. And I'm glad you did.
By decree of the Count of Ogham, able-bodied men capable of excavation must present themselves at the manor at once. Failure to do so will constitute a crime.
Thunderous shot! Stay dead! Fortune.
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see fit, but bring their bodies back to the manor.
Strange thing. Things alone. These tunnels run deep. Had to be done.
Ah, finally! Took down the Devourer, did you? Oh, that's incredible! This is the first real success we've had against the darkness. We can breathe a bit easier now, perhaps even go out and gather food. Now, this won't cover our debt to you, not nearly. But take it as thanks. Bad enough I have all these folks to protect. I've been worried sick about my son ever since the Count's men arrested him. I was hoping you might have seen him when you were in their custody. He's a big lad, but you can't miss him because, well, he's not from around here. I found him washed up on the riverbanks when he was just a child, a Carrowy foundling, perhaps lost by some raiding party. Nobody ever came for him, though. Every day here in Clearfell, I keep my eyes on the river, hoping he'll miraculously wash up on its lonely sands just one more time. That place used to be a kind and warm wood. I even played there when I was young. It's a dark well now, with no way out for most. I'd go with you, but I got people to protect here. Till next time.
Yes? I survive, but all that I was is gone. Count Gianor has only been growing more and more cruel with his justice. He arrested my father for bringing in the harvest one day late, and the rest of my family scattered and fled as the soldiers came for them. I was away when it happened, but my neighbors warned me on my way home, and I fled. Clearfell is as far as I could go before the dangers of the forest closed in. There is scant hope in my heart for my father, but I must believe my mother and my 2 younger brothers escaped, even though my heart tells me that they are just songs now. I keep longing for a ray of light to cut through the darkness of these bleak days. The Devourer is just another victim of the sickness infecting our precious land. Many of Ogham's beasts are fearsome and dangerous, but not like this. The infection in the soil, water, and air is changing them. All of them. It is sad to see such a great creature slain, but it was no longer what it once was. I suppose it had to be done. The first ones ran wild through the Grelwood of old, hunting and brawling as they saw fit. It is said that the spirits of the forest would watch them and be entertained. Over time, the forest became abundant with the joys of those spirits and their old magics. It was a haven for the unity of life and spirit. That place of beauty has now become shadowed and deadly. The curse upon this land has made the known paths of the Grelwood twisted and treacherous. So much so that we can no longer even reach our home. Stay safe, if you can.
Why, look, it's our local hero. You killed the Devourer in its own lair. That's mighty brave of you, hero. Now at least we won't starve to death. One less way to die, I guess. Farewell!
Another beacon up ahead. Thunderous shot! Has the tree not endured enough?
What happened here? This shade, is it still alive? Perhaps it can give us the answers we seek. Only the Count's sword has the power to bind souls to the tree like this. We must free it somehow. To release that being from the Tree of Souls, we'll need more than simply cutting his robe. The ancient runes that imbue the Count's blade created the binding, and only ancient runes can break it. There is a battlefield not far from here that runs red with rust, where the weapons and armor of countless Ezamites still remain. We call it the Red Vaal. You should search the area. There may still be power in some of those centuries-old relics. Renly will know how to forge them, bring the runes to him, and then, perhaps, we shall find some answers. I'll wait here. The old magics will protect me.
Face me.
By decree of the Count of Ogham, those condemned to hang from these branches are to be left until their hearts no longer beat, their lungs no longer fill with air, and their flesh is no longer warm. In death, you are not forgiven. Your souls will remain trapped here by this ancient moor of maligned wood, and the corrode will be forever denied you. Rot here in the Grelwood for all time, and good riddance.
Prepare, persist, and overcome. Home of the Grelwood Witch. What happened here? Suffocate! Corruption claims another victim. Even the trees have become twisted with corruption. This place. The crimson remnants of man's folly lay scattered here. There's the next one. seems someone refuses to let go. Fury! That should hold the last piece.
Furious spikes, but be cautious. They stayed warm after forging, no matter how many times I quenched them. I would ask what you need these for, but I'm putting my trust in you. Till next time.
Spirits in the trees be damned. You actually entered the Red Veil and survived. Every Ogham kid knows, if you step 1 foot in there, you'll be skewered and eaten. Well, those kids that are lucky enough to have a mother, that is. As an esteemed member of no clan at all, I had the distinct honor of wandering through the lovely sights of all 4 seasons. Summer heat, winter chill, take your pick. For company, it was my pleasure to sup with the outlaws, the deranged, and the unwanted. It's simply unthinkable that I never met a nice girl to settle down with, isn't it? It won't be like this forever. I'm gonna build my palace someday. Been planning it since I was small and found myself on my own. Imagine with me, if you will, a vast span of wood above you in the trees. That's the foundation you're looking at. You ascend a tremendous spiral staircase around an ancient trunk and find yourself approaching a treehouse worthy of the first ones. Dozens of lavish bedrooms, two stocked kitchens, tall spires, a tower that looks out over all of Ogham, and half a Farrell for good measure. Isn't it glorious? That's where I really live. This cold, damp, hungry world is just an illusion. I was the first to notice the Mad Count's fist closing around this land. He kept rounding up people like me for reasons that smelt like wolf droppings. I'm a bit of a slippery fish though, so I dodged his nets. Then his mercenaries started coming for people I actually liked, and that's when I knew something was up. The village folk kept defending his actions. I don't know why they couldn't see it. Maybe they didn't want to see it. Remember us when you're famous, eh?
You have them. Stab them into the Runewood sights. The Red Veil played host to the final and bloodiest battle of countless conflicts. It was in the heart of that veil that we fought for our freedom against the Eternals. We did win, in a sense. But the cost was far greater than anyone expected. Many generations of able-bodied men and women gave their lives to push off the boot of oppression. Ogham's clans haven't been the same since. Don't worry. Centuries on. The tree itself. My mother's mother told me tales of this tree. Our ancestors used it to attract Fey spirits, until it was given a darker purpose under the Eternals. They would leave Ezamites strung up on the tree, alive, to starve, to be pecked at by birds. So this is the source of my shadowed dreams. Not the tree, but the shade upon it. As strange as it sounds, I believe we should help this creature. For the Count to bind it to the tree, it must be involved in all of this somehow. There is something very wrong in Ogham, and it may know something of it. The great sword Agnar is currently in Count Geonor's possession. But the mighty runed blade was not always his to wield. It is an ancient weapon of the old magics, inspired by the Great Wolf himself. Legend says it was forged and runed for the original clan leader so he might lead his people to a new, safer land. This brought them to Farrell, where they founded Ogham. Ever since, Agnar was passed down to the leader of the strongest clan. When the position of Count was established in Ogham, the sword was bound to the roll. But now, Geonor sullies its remarkable history with his misdeeds. I hope I will live to see the day when someone worthy takes up the sword once more. Bye. Good. Now the others.
Let's hope nature is listening.
He's unconscious, but he's breathing. Though, this wound... We should take him back to Clearfell. He may be the only one who knows what truly happened out here. Bye. The wound. It should be fatal, but somehow he clings to life. I fear it will not be long until his song ends. He will never heal while the Count's binding still holds sway. Only by a Count's hand can this binding be released. I know an old tale. One that speaks of a ring we might be able to recover, buried 3 centuries ago in our ancient graveyard. A Count's signet ring, bearing his rune of authority. But how to reach it in time? The grim tangle. The overgrown sinkholes and gullies that run beneath Ogham can lead you there. The path is dangerous, but go back to the Grelwood. Find the entrance. We shall see if the spirits of this land still have the will to see you through. He wears an eloquent mask of words. I doubt anyone here has seen what lies beneath. For many summers, I watched him cut smooth circles around the village square, moving from partner to partner, as if he was attending one of those famed eternal masquerades. Always masked. Always pretending to be something he wasn't. Never serious. It's a shame, because when a masquerade ends, everybody that is real goes home. But he'll still be dancing, masked and alone. The graves of our people lie beneath the Eternals' tombs. Despite their best efforts to bury our legacy, we remain. Now they are gone, and we live on. This is the cycle of life as we have always known it. Everyone dies, but the clan endures, and the greatest glory an Ezamite can attain is to live on in a song or a poem. That is why we do not fight the wood and stone to reclaim our buried graves. And it is something the Eternals never understood. We don't need the graves. We still have the songs and the stories that matter. They could never take those from us. Bye.
So, You found a shadow in the forest and you brought it here. Good. Great. Superb. Watch yourself out there.
If the Fae spirits are still watching, I believe they will help us. Please, wait a moment. The old magic still thrive. The way is open. Please, hurry. Please, you must hurry. My mother and I would come here to gather mushrooms when I was young. Ervig the Druid, one of the Grelwood's resident mystics, would meet us and allow us entry. He was well versed in the tongue of the old magics. But now, well, times certainly have changed. Please, don't eat any of the mushrooms. We need you alive. It fills my heart to see the spirits of the forest answer my call like that. It just goes to show there are still energies in this world that mean to aid us. Move quickly.
Drink of decay! Thunderous shot!
Quickly! My family has been abducted! That bastard tyrant Praetor Draven! He's taken my family hostage! They're being held somewhere beyond these gates. I never thought he would stoop this low. I sent for reinforcements, but it's been so long. I must get through the gate. The keys! Where are the blasted keys? I believe those cowards took them.
That man's mind seems as dead as the
Are
sentry.
you numb in the head? There's much to do. What is it? The Praetor. Oh, the Praetor! That monster! He is the worst man the Eternals could have chosen as a custodian for this territory. Had he come to us in peace, the clans might have been willing to talk. But that damn swine regards us as nothing but dogs. He invaded the village in the night without warning, without honor. He seized my family to try to force us to surrender. The Eternal Empire cares for nothing but power. Mark my words, we will not be ground under the heel of tyranny.
Uprising? The uprising, of course! The clans are uniting to fight for their freedom. We are making our stand in the Vaal. Argham? Oh yes, Argham. This is the oldest home of the Ezelmites as we know ourselves. Past generations departed from here to settle Ezomir and the Isles of Skov. We did not always call this part of Farrell our homeland. And now the Eternals have come with their armies and laid claim to this place. It'll be a cold day in the Vastiri Desert before we submit. Before Farrell? Ah, the songs aren't clear after so much time. A great many generations ago, we were driven here from elsewhere. There was simply too much corruption, too much darkness. It was a time of chaos and terror, and much was lost. Our clan swore that this was the last time we would ever be cast out of our homes. Rise up, Ezelmites! We shall drive off these eternal bastards! The consort? Oh, Asinia. Curse the foul witch! She mired our lands with hexes upon our graves, so the dead may not die. She was but a servant girl to the Praetor's family. It was said she poisoned his first wife, aspired to replace her. She succeeded, and Draven, he was not dismayed by the darkness in her, he embraced it. And together, they conspired in their vile ambitions. Where am I?
Storming arrow! Prepare yourself.
My beloved son, your death shall be avenged, even if it takes 1,000 years.
My dearest daughter, beloved for all time, rest well.
Another one's got it.
Our victory is never complete, so long as the Ezelmites resist us. Let this graveyard erase their stain on the land.
Time to seek out this Draven. Fury! Stay dead.
To regret your intrusion here. Down.
Suffocate!
The spirit's hunger. Your soul is mine. Rend your soul. Succumb to the Empire. Soul is mine. Down! Succumb to the Empire! Your meaningless life ends now! Rend your soul! Succumb to the Empire! Cut down!
Arrogance, humbled by my hand. Inspiring.
Let this be a testament for all time. The Eternal Empire stakes claim over this land, both in life and death.
The Praetor's wife must be in here somewhere. Thunderous shot! Another beacon. Almost done.
Prison of souls.
Yes, my beloved.
To me, Draven Conquer. Storming arrow. Forever! My love, I hope.
Yes, my beloved.
May your name be forgotten by the clans, once and for all.
Hey. Oh, Una? Yeah. Yeah, I know her. I was, elsewhere when the Count tried to arrest her family, but I certainly heard about it. It's just a coincidence we both ended up here. Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't follow her or anything like that. It would be unheard of for a clan girl and an outcast to... Well, whatever you're thinking, don't. That's where I stand on it. You gotta be grounded in the real world. Don't get hung up on things that can never be. It'll just break your heart.
Yes. I understand you did what you had to. Please, let us not speak of it further.
What have we got? Tread as heavily as you like. The Eternals stomped their graves all over ours when they had a conqueror's foothold here. Now, if those graves have turned up and released their dead, take our vengeance on them. Some even say, when the night is darkest, our ancestors still fight theirs among the tombs, and I don't doubt it. A true Esamite never surrenders their land, not even in death. Till next time.
Do my eyes again deceive me? You have the keys! You showed those eternal bastards! Use the keys to open the gate! Let's go and free my family! What? Enough talk! Open the gate! What? At last it's open! Praise the first ones! What is this? Graves! Isabel! Torquil! Callum! The family of Count Lachlan of Ogham! My family! This doesn't make any sense! They're dead! Those bastard Eternals! I must make them pay! I must make them suffer!
Flourish! This was a mercy.
You've the look of a hunter.
It seems something has tainted the bounty of Ogham.
I have a grand quest for you, hero. The kind that'll get you woven into legend. It's not at all a minor personal matter that you might ignore. How do I explain this? Before this dreary place, you could say I was something of a, wanderer. There's a clanless enclave known as the Freythorn that makes its home high in the trees near the hunting grounds. They helped me out a time or two over the years. A little while back, a group of strangers arrived out of the deep woods. They made strange altars and started whispering to the others about their religion. That was when I decided to move on. See, now I got to thinking, if Count Gianor and his men are mad enough to burn the village, then maybe the clanless are in trouble too. Will you pay them a visit? I used to be mildly fond of a fair few of them. Care to take a look at my humble wares? Bye then.
You found the ring. This will most certainly break the Count's binding. Give me a moment.
How long has it been? I was hunted. The Count, he stole something that is beyond dangerous. It will cause sickness, then madness. It can still be contained. We must put the seed back.
This seed, is that the source of Ogham's affliction?
Yes. Please, find it. I am still too weak. This will only grow worse.
So if we are to heal this land, we must find this seed. Beyond our clan graves is the hunting grounds. Cut through those to reach the village. Please, go as quickly as you can and see what you can find. I fear there is not much time.
20 years ago, in the wake of those tremendous events, mankind was busy with its own survival. No one was looking for me, and no one saw me. I lurked in high places and dark places, seeking to keep the seeds safe from men of ambition. In recent years, however, I found myself continually forced to move from place to place. There was always one more hunter, one more patrol, one more grove being cut down or cave being mined. There was nowhere to hide, and my path inexorably took me here, which was apparently exactly where someone wanted me to be. This was all a trap, laid over the course of years, and at colossal expense. Someone wanted the seed at any cost, which surely bodes ill for their intentions. I'll wait here.
I don't know how to ask this of you, but I was forced to leave behind something of great importance to me when I fled. My lute. It was carved by my mother when she first taught me to sing. It's in my family home, in the farmlands. If you happen to travel near those ways, it would mean the world to me if you could look for it. Sorry, I was just elsewhere. Stay safe, if you can.
This hooded one is here on your honor. Don't take this as a threat, but it's your head if he turns out to be as evil as he looks. I have a forge back home in the village, but I don't dare return. Count Gianor hired thugs that are far crueler than the village guard, and they've been arresting more and more good folk. Each accusation weaker than the last. A few of those hard-eyed men came around my forge asking for free weapons made. Well, I refused. I knew their ire would soon fall upon me, so I fled and took up temporary lodging here at Clearfell. I've had a few things go missing around the forge when Finn was nearby, but I can't begrudge the lad. His father refused to acknowledge him, so he was left clanless at an early age. Underneath that boastful exterior, there's just, well, I'm sure it's obvious, even to strangers. His mother was a kind and honest woman. Shame he doesn't take after her. A curse has befallen this land. That's what Una feels. That's what I say too. The beasts of Ogham have been friendly to men until a shadow started oozing out of the manor. These rabid and misshapen animals are not to blame. They've been driven mad by something we can't see, only feel in our bones. Last time I felt something like this, I was a much younger man. Stick to the cairns.
Here to hunt, are you? That makes two of us. Name's Delwyn. See that there? No, your eyes don't deceive you. That is the spirit. Or at least a form of it. Don't worry, it means for us to follow. Approach, and the hunt begins. Ready? Go on then.
Face me. Suffer!
Die. Die. Spirit, guide us.
This looks sinister. Perhaps
Oi, it's getting away. Stay on it. The spirit's made its choice. Time to finish this. Don't give it a chance to recover. Strike! Or it slips away. Almost there. Don't give up now. That were a good hunt. Aye, you've the makings of a proper hunter. The spirit thanks ye, and so do I. If you've an interest in these hunts, stick around. We talk more. If we run enough of them, maybe we'll come to understand what the spirit wants of us. I've never known the spirit to manifest itself so openly. I'd tell of it aye, but even in the stories it weren't like this. Our elders spoke of a time when the spirit moved among us, seeking out Rathin, corruption in the modern tongue, and guiding our hunters to it so they could cleanse the land. Seems it's doing the same now, but more often, more urgent. Rathin's spreading, the spirit's calling us to act. Question is, will you answer? Most wisps are small flickers of the spirit, drawn to Rathin like moths to flame. But some burn brighter and seek out only the strongest. You'll know them by their orange glow. Bright as embers in the dark. They're not easy to bring down, but I reckon you can handle yourself. Ain't my place to question the spirit. I follow where it leads. But right now, seems to me it's guiding us to rid the land of Rathin. Follow a wisp and you'll see. It lingers, almost like it's waiting on you. But best be careful. Wherever the spirit treads, Rathin stirs, fighting back, like a wounded beast that won't go down easy. Following him ain't as simple as just keeping pace. Chase a wisp, and you'll find every beast it touches turns meaner, stronger, more ferocious than before. Seems like the Rathin in him don't take kindly to the spirit's presence, like a fire raging hotter. when the wind picks up. Regardless, the spirit always settles on one in particular. That's the real threat. But don't think the rest will be easy pickings, neither. I'm looking for someone, an Asmiri like myself. Heard folks say one might have been taken prisoner in these parts a few moons past. You seen anyone like that? No. Suppose I'll have to keep looking then. Wanted to ask her why she... Oh, forget it. She's not here. That's all I needed to know. We as Mary always kept to ourselves. Never troubled the world. And it never troubled us. At least, not till our ancestors took in the Vaal. And folks still bicker over whether that were a mistake. But that were then. Now, the spirit itself calls on us to look beyond our own. Who are we to ignore its will? Keep your wits about you.
Fury!
So, I was right to be worried. They're still making these damned altars. And this one's bigger. Something's wrong, hero. Something's definitely off. I thought I was imagining the whispers in the shadows at night up there. Thought I was just spooked by the cultists. But maybe not. Please, check in on the Enclave. I'm gonna get while the getting's good. Good luck, hero. For now, I'm gonna get while the getting's good.
By decree of the Count of Ogham, to the scoundrels and cowards hiding among the trees of the clanless Perch. As the loyal men of Ogham lay down their lives to protect those who support them, you hide. As the women of Ogham sweat and ache, skinning beasts upon which we feed, you hide. As the children of Ogham play at war, preparing to serve the greater needs of the people, you traitors hide. I will offer clemency only once. Return to the manor immediately and serve Ogham, as is your duty, and your punishment will be deferred.
That is unlike any bird I've seen. Cultivate! Escape! Scream all you like. It won't help you. Anymore, are you? A waste of wood, if you ask me. But the songbird seems attached to it.
You found my loot. I can't quite believe my eyes. This feels like having a small part of my family back again. I can't thank you enough. I think I shall begin by composing a song about you. In the meantime, I would be happy to play for you, if you like.
I'll pass on the song, but that ought to get her off my back.
This shade is a curious one. It is quite odd to have a blue-eyed shadow in the camp watching us. But things truly have been taking a turn for the better since you freed him. Some of the folk here consider his presence a sign of good luck. Though I wonder if it is actually you that brings us these better fortunes.
Oi. The girl's a shining light in a time of darkness. If it weren't for her music, well, I don't know what I'd do. Every time I listen to her songs, I know I have to try harder to defend this place. Any fear and excuses be damned. Stick to the cairns.
Yes? Those glowing blue eyes make it hard to sleep at night. I'd wear something over my face to block out the glare, but silly me, I left my sleeping veil back at my palace.
Oh, that Finn's a bad influence. No daughter of mine will consort with such a type. We should have the village guards give him a good beating just to teach him a lesson.
Though I suppose nursing a grudge is foolish, given they're likely all dead now. Why then?
How can I advise you? The boundless horrors of mishandled corruption cannot be conveyed simply through words. I only hope that you can find and contain the seed before it is too late. The Count accosted me and stole a very dangerous object. A seed that I have kept hidden from humanity. Somehow he knew that I possessed it. He cannot possibly know how dangerous it is. His attempts to harness its power will court disaster. You must hurry to the village. At the very least, those who are still sane may be convinced to aid in containing the seed. Corruption once had a purpose. Let us term it a disorganizer of what would otherwise be order. One consequence of this chaos is the warping of pathways, both through the woods and in the mind. The land so afflicted is never the same when trod upon a second time. Men afflicted by corruption know not where or when they are, only that they are in pain, and you appear as a horrible creature to their distorted senses. All children have imaginary friends. Most grow out of that phase. A rare few refuse to let go, creating real from unreal through sheer stubbornness. Gods born of man certainly exist, but did a gigantic red tiger named Farul actually run the plains of the primordial world? There is no way to know. Will the world end if she and her savage ilk return? The answer, I imagine, is up to those who would stand and fight on that day. Be glad that today is not that day, as far as I know. Whatever.
Yeah. Fury! Prepare yourself. Yeah. That voice. Why do I feel like I've heard it before?
I can't believe it. The whole bloody place has gone mad. Cursed cultists. Please, hero, find the other altars and dispose of them. Put an end to this. I'm gonna check around here for any sane survivors.
Stupid cultists. This ritual is an affront to nature. into the void.
So the cultists really did have a king lurking out there in the shadows. Shame. I might have followed him myself if he'd simply promised decent meals instead. Thank you, hero. It's not the result I was hoping for, but at least I know the truth. Clearfell's all I have left now. If I was a drinking man, it'd be a sobering thought. So the cultists... Thank you, hero. Bye then.
The village has been destroyed, and madness has already reached a boiling point in the minds of the Count's men. You must infiltrate the manor and put a stop to this by any means necessary. The fate that befell Ogden village is only a single raindrop in the storm that is coming. Time is short. Make haste.
Owner's house. Renly's house. They had real places to live. I was always so envious, but I guess they're like me now. Vagabonds. Vagrants. Well, begs the question. Is this home now? You've caught me at a moment of sappiness, hero. My apologies. See you.
By decree of the Count of Ogum, your whispering and conspiring has not gone unnoticed. I see your disloyalty. I hear your mockery. However, your plots against me all lay dead in their tracks. Every villager must report to the manor immediately for questioning. I alone will crush this revolt. Anyone who resists will not only be considered a criminal, but an avowed traitor.
Time is up.
Gianor's mongrel is no longer.
He killed Aemon. Just killed him. I don't know what to do. Clearfell is safe. We have to get out of here. We can talk there.
This rock and stone cannot hide the rot within.
By decree of the Count of Ogham, all men must work a third shift and continue excavating until further notice. Any man caught resting will meet the executioner's axe, or the gallows noose.
For what it's worth, my name is Latus. I appreciate the rescue, but... Aemon, everything I know, it's all gone. It isn't worth much, but take this. Perhaps it will aid you against that monster. There is only one thing for certain. Count Gianor must die. He ordered the guard to round up everyone in the village, and when we resisted, they burned it to the ground. Enter the manor. Take our vengeance upon him. Oh. For what it's worth, it isn't worth much. So, you know of it. I remember the night it all began. The Count and his men returned in the witching hour, carrying something hidden from sight. We didn't know what it was at the time, but we certainly learned soon. It was alive, and he needed to feed it. The changes came slowly. There were whispers of the downtrodden and clanless going missing. Nobody of consequence. The Count's men were simply cleaning up the ne'er-do-wells, those that contributed nothing. But then, the Count started changing the penalties for common crimes. 5 men were arrested after a simple scuffle over payment. A woman was arrested for adultery, like we were somehow living under the tyranny of the Eternals all over again. Charges became commonplace for almost anything. Living in the manor, my husband and I were somewhat protected, but we saw what was happening. All of these criminals were sentenced to hard labor, digging away beneath the manor until their strength was spent. When that happened, he hanged them and threw their bodies to that creature. I don't know what the Count is looking for beneath the manor. Perhaps he hopes for proof that his heritage is actually pure. perhaps he's just gone well and truly mad. He's torn a massive hole right in the middle of the manor. A living testament to what he's done to our way of life. That place is a madhouse. Every day was spent threading a careful line. Question the Count, and you'd get arrested. Flatter him too much, and he'd grow paranoid and arrest you anyway. The Countess watched all of us with cold eyes. The nobles began to change. Strange proclivities emerged. They brought lone villagers into their rooms in the dead of night, never to be seen again. Eamon and I tried to flee, but they caught us. When she came to us from the Vastiri desert, we nobles were just happy the Count had finally found a wife. If we had known what was to come, we never would have celebrated. From the moment she arrived, she spent her time whispering dreadful little barbs in his ear. He became rather agitated and started doubting himself, doubting his bloodline. He had a scholar repeatedly investigate whether the Eternals had dirtied his ancestry. When he found out that he might have had an unwelcome interloper in his family tree, he became fixated on proving himself, even though we all repeatedly assured him he already had our loyalty. He's been obsessed with gaining power ever since, and I think the Countess promised him a way to achieve it. It's all gone.
Yes. Latis is from a prominent family in her clan, so I didn't know her well. But I did take hope from her actions. If a noblewoman could marry a commoner, then perhaps a commoner would be free to marry whoever she wants as well. It makes me think about the last conversation I ever had with my father. It was an argument. Though it tears at my heart, I choose to believe that deep down, he understood me. Be careful.
How can I help? Some men do not have to earn honor. Some are simply born with it by virtue of their status. Gianor is doubly a monster for giving away what others have sought their entire lives. He was born into the role rather than being chosen by the clan. And now, he has squandered that by serving himself above all others. I used to believe in him, but now, I cannot even stand the thought of him.
Yes? I always make sure to avoid noblewomen like Latis. Her kind seem to think I'm insincere for reasons neither you nor I could ever comprehend, I'm sure. Still, I certainly heard about her, and I've heard what she said about the manor. I know lies, hero, and she isn't one. Bye then.
Nowhere to run. Fury!
soldiers of Ogham. The outside threat grows ever stronger. Whispers of betrayal echo within my very halls. We can no longer tolerate any risk. Use lethal force against those you suspect of foul play. Speak carefully with your enemy. Ensure they are who they claim. Hang any suspects. Seek out resistance within the village and raise their homes to the ground. We must send a clear message. Leave no stone unturned. By decree of the Count of Ogham, effective immediately, all crimes are now punishable by hanging until death. Hanged criminals will have their bodies thrown into the pit.
It's a cowardly wolf that hides in his den. Prepare yourself.
Another one! He's under there!
The hawk circles its prey.
First ones, hear our laments. Sanity recedes ever further into the dark. Shadows hover above us, in the corners, watching and waiting. What sickness has come among us that so unsettles our minds? It sits poised to strike. Nowhere is safe.
Safe from corruption?
Time is nigh. Our triumph is at hand!
I sense Oriana knows. And I cannot deny that which I know deep down to be true. That fair-haired villager, an eternal descendant, she knew. At that moment when our eyes locked, we both knew. She clung to her children like I would end them then and there. She is at no risk now. How many others must I fear? Is my blood truly impure? Oriana assures us we can right some of the wrongs of the past. She promises a way forward for Ogham. A way forward for the clans and the clanless alike. And a way forward for me. We must continue with our task. Yes. Don't stop. The beast hungers.
Are they feeding it? Thunderous shot!
This interloper has the power we need. Kill her, and you shall have everything I promised.
No noose this time. I'll remove your head myself!
Many have tried.
Easy prey! Release the beast! Give me what you promised!
I think not. I think so much more. Since you're too weak to do the job, I'll find someone who can. Goodbye.
You manipulative whore! How dare you abandon me after all I've given you! I smell your blood, and I am ravenous. Freezing gale, requiem on high. Your pulse quickens. The eternal impure, with bloodlust empowered, our Ezeli endured, but soon all were devoured in unending war. Death waited at the door. Then hour by hour, men fell as summer soured. Requiem on high. Chilling frost. I smell your blood, and I am ravenous. Freezing gale. Solstice of pain. I will take out your heart and you are hunted.
Allow me to clear your mind, if only for a moment.
The madness, it consumed my being. Oriana used it against me.
Where has she taken the beast?
I found messages from the desert.
From the Vastiri?
Yes. Find her. Kill her. But first,
Please, stop the madness.
As you wish. We must make haste. Let us return to Clearfell to make our preparations.
You've done well, stranger. No, you are no stranger now. You have become part of our song's story, and I shall sing it proudly. The darkness that crept upon our lands has been forced to flee, and I have a feeling you will pursue it to the end of the world. Good luck to you. This is home now. Our songs tell of times of renewal, when bloodshed, strife, and courage forge stronger bonds. That is how we will regard this era of Ogham, and how we will remember you in our songs. It seems shadows haunt us both.
Count Geonor is dead. I never thought there'd come a day when such a statement brought relief. We can finally start rebuilding our poor, damaged Ogham. It's going to be a long and difficult struggle, but it's not nearly the first time we Ezamites have had to rise from the ashes. The thought of our village on fire. Oh, my heart feels heavy. We'll get back there someday. Reclaim our lands, rebuild, mark my words. Part of me is angry I wasn't there to defend the place, but I know I was needed by these good folks far more. I can't imagine what would have happened if they'd been out here, defenseless. The Count's name will not be remembered in our songs. Ha! Good riddance. Go well.
The clan leaders are all dead, but there's one man who remains with the leadership to carry on. Renly will take good care of us, as is his nature. We'll be just fine, hero. You can ride on out of here with your head held high. Seriously though, I hope you return someday. If only to guard my back. Later.
So, it is done. The Count is dead. Where once there was a fire in my heart, there is now nothing but ash. For enacting my vengeance, you have some measure of thanks from me. Now please, go. Do what you must, but leave me be. Thank you.
We must pursue Oriana. The seed of corruption has begun to grow, but there is still a chance that we can end this before it is too late. The fledgling beast is leaving corruption in its wake, so we have a trail to follow. When you are ready to part from this place, we can leave immediately. The trail of corruption leads east, so east we shall go. It seems fate conspires to return me to the plains of Vastiri.
The Countess has escaped with the beast. Every attempt to control it has ended in cataclysm. We must pursue her to the plains of Vastiri. We should find the Marikath caravan. Only they can lead us through that harsh and unforgiving land.
You are seeking passage on our caravan? We cannot travel anywhere at the moment. Hyenic raiders are harassing the trade route ahead. For the time being, we are stuck here.
Proving myself in the wilderness. Simple enough.
The weary traveler grows close to the end of the path. The bread bowl of the world, the verdant land of 7 waters, awaits! Be sure to have your toll ready at the gates. Cloth, gems, metalwares, and coin are all accepted.
This outpost seems to be part of a trade route, so we should be able to find a Marraketh caravan. They are an honorable people, and I have no doubt they will assist us. The Marraketh have a cultural history deeper than most know. Theirs is a strict tradition, bordering on brutal, but it is that adherence to shared beliefs that has kept them strong when entire empires have come and gone around them. Time is short. Make haste.
Yeah. Suffocate! In my sight! Mutations. Good riddance.
How can I advise? Quickly.
You defeated the raiders? Fate sends us a fortuitous stranger. Welcome to the Adura Agara. You may travel with us in exchange for your service as a Jingak, and you will have nearly the respect of one of our own for as long as you stay.
I like to keep moving, but this is something else.
The beast is on the move, twisting the desert as it goes, waking ancient dead and unknown horrors alike. The Countess brought it here as part of some nefarious plan. I assume she has allies here. We must track them down and convince them to give up this madness. Those creatures are too coherent and intelligent to be manifestations of corruption. I suspect that they are the descendants of divine tampering. There was a being I once knew in the ancient days, a trickster, who would have appreciated someone to laugh at his ill-conceived humor. What more perfect audience for a sickening jester than a pack of gibbering hyenas? Whatever it takes.
Who goes there? By the sound of your voice, you cannot be Marraketh. It is always intriguing to meet foreign warriors and learn their ways of war. I only hope I have weapons and armor that might be useful to you. I am Shambren. Does the scorpion sting carry less poison at night? In the hopes of taking on fighting duty again, I am still practicing the art of the sword. Red-eyed Nassima, she of the second sight, proved that there is more to combat than mere vision. However, there is still honor in serving the role of tradesmith and weapon master. I served as a Dekara for as long as I was able, and I intend to fulfill this duty with just as much dedication. Zarka holds all the wisdom and knowledge of the Adura, and the stories of many other Akaras as well. Our traditions help us survive as these lands turn to dust over generations, and in many ways, that lush beauty still exists for us through her words. Especially now the gods have returned to Wraeclast. We know that our beliefs have power. Perhaps we can bring back those verdant forests and gleaming rivers, if only we have enough faith in a leader strong enough to make it real. Warm nights.
Hello! I have a very long official title, but you may simply address me as Zarka. The young ones will harp on and on about our strict traditions, but I'm old enough to get away with it. So I do. My role is that of a keeper of tales. I was chosen by my predecessor, rather than being allowed to become a Dekara or perform other duties. I'm not permitted near combat, for the stories I keep are one of our most valuable resources. We understand the plains of Vastiri through the lens of these words, handed down to us over the centuries. We see what used to lie where sand dwells now, and hear the bold proclamations and lamentations of yesteryear. That is my role, to be the worldly eyes and ears of the Adura. Nassima, yes, Nassima. A great warrior, though with a complicated legacy. Born with eyes the color of blood, she was left to die among the dunes for being blind. But the Ferryden found her and raised her. A Balbalik, one might think, but no. She became an impressive warrior in her own right. And when called upon to raid her people, she recognized her mother's voice and turned and slaughtered her Ferryden captors. A true role model from the ancient days and a wonderful sleep tale for the children. This is the tale as it was told to me by our Akara's tale woman before me, and as told to her by the tale woman before her. These words have remained unchanged since the beginning. Many thousands of years ago, we were a simple people, hunters, roamers. We moved valley to valley in search of meat and berries. There was none of the discipline we know today, but that was about to change. These fair plains became barren and lightless. A time those generations called the winter of the world. 1,000 years of ice brought hardship and suffering, but that was only the beginning. To the south, the foreign tyrant An fell, and horrible creatures flooded forth under this darkness, seemingly born of bone and blood and foul magic. Survival meant banding together and creating the strict traditions that eventually became what we know today. To fight was to live. Disorder meant death. In the darkest depths of that era, when hope was but a memory, the twin sister Sekimas, Solarai and Landara, arose to unite our scattered peoples for the first time. They wielded the essence of gold and silver, gleaming with such ferocity that the grey skies had no choice but to give way. The creatures retreated under the sands, never to be seen again, and our fair plains blazed with emerald forests and sapphire rivers. This brought about the most glorious age of our people, a time of conquest, wealth, great heroes, and gods that lasted for another 1,000 years. But then, one fell winter, the gods vanished. Our beloved Garukan was the last to succumb, holding on for 2 moons against a powerful innovation. She gave what final orders she could, mandated our traditions be upheld, and then went silent. The Maraketh were not disturbed. We did not lose hope. We knew who we were, and those values had not left us with the departure of the gods. When the sky burned, when the Vaal fell, when the Eternals came and sought to be our masters, and then fell as well, we endured. We have protected these fair plains for 304 generations, and we will continue to do so for another 304. That is our duty and our birthright. She was a fierce warrior before she was blinded in battle. Focused, determined. Losing her sight has not changed that. I have no doubt that she will become skilled enough at blind fighting to rejoin the ranks someday. Indeed, blind Dekara were once instrumental in decimating an Eternal Legion during a sandstorm ambush. So it is not without precedent. I will tell your tale.
I am Asala, the Sekima of the Ardura. I care not where you came from, nor what caste you might have been there. All that matters is that you have shown yourself capable in battle, Jingak. Remain a friend to the Ardura, and you shall have nothing but respect from us.
Slaves? The Maraketh really are a brutal people.
So, the beast has entered the world once more. We were following a trail of corruption before we were waylaid, and now we shall resume the hunt. We Maraketh are honor-bound to seek and contain corruption wherever it may be found. It seems the sacred duty falls on us once more. The trail connects to 2 locations, but we don't know where the beast currently resides. I am willing to begin wherever you and your shade thinks is wisest. Foreigners often misunderstand the concept of the Sekima. I am no dictator, and do not make some pathetic claim of divine right. Emperors are for nations filled with the weak-minded and soft, as history has proven every time an empire falls and we endure. I am Sekima, because others have put their faith in me as the strongest and most capable among us. I lead because there is no better replacement. It is a role I deserve, by definition. This Oriana would find no allies among our Akaras. We are no strangers to the eternal war against corruption. If she has allies in this region, they cannot be of the Maraketh. After the Beast of Highgate was slain, all other Akaras vowed to pursue and eradicate corruption should it ever return. Never again will a sole Akara suffer the weight of history. Corruption has returned to the Vestiri. Before this season, the Hyanic warriors you fought would never have dared raid a caravan. The dead have begun to rise again, and other creatures of the desert have started changing. By Zarka's accounts, the land is returning to the way it was before. These are ill times. You have your orders.
Hello!
I remember her face from before the battle where I lost my sight. She is quite beautiful, and she has strength and cunning to match. I can think of no better leader for us. We, Adora, have put all our faith in Asala, And though we do not number enough to spark divinity in her, we still thrived under her leadership. Sans guides you.
Greetings. Asala has agreed to aid us, exactly as I expected. The beast represents an existential threat to all the peoples of Wraeclast, but even beyond that, she seems to be quite driven. She reminds me of a rambunctious young woman I once knew in Keth, who eventually rose to power, attained divinity, and led her people to greatness. Yes, I have seen the slaves pulling carts. I am uncomfortable with the practice, but from what I understand, it allows those captured in battle to serve rather than simply being executed. There are not enough resources to keep prisoners who do not work. In this harsh land, it is perhaps the lesser of two evils. That is what I tell myself, at least. Thank you.
One of the trails of corruption leads towards the Halani Gates. Anyone who would wish to leave this region must pass through them. Outcasts currently make their home in the forgotten quarry in the hills of Modern. They call themselves the Farden. We should travel there and find out what it is they are doing.
Something's wrong. Why have we stopped?
The Halani Gates are closed for the first time in 1,000 years. This can only be related to the beast. We should investigate the Faradan's camp in the halls of Modon and demand answers. For glory.
It appears the Faradan have been busier than the Ardura expected.
Yeah. Cultivate!
Our people have lived in the shadows of the dunes for too long. Countless generations have been forgotten, will be forgotten. We are not Faradan. We are Maraketh. And if we work together, if we unite, then they will be forced to acknowledge us. We must show them that casting us off is a mistake. We must show them our strength. Perhaps we can one day rebuild Keth itself. For all those who live in the plains of Vastiri.
Seems people were still alive down here when the entrance was sealed. Fury!
Nowhere to run.
Help me! She's insane!
Insane? I'll show you insane! Breathe it in! Burn, oppressors!
Winds praise you. 1,000 praises, my friend. I thought I would die here. Please take me back to your caravan, and I will tell you anything you want to know.
Best you start talking.
Greetings. It takes courage to go against one's people. I once faced a similar decision. There were men and women like me who believed themselves to be exceptional. And they were correct. Terribly, horribly correct. I cursed myself to a permanent exile from my own peers by betraying them. I was unlike mortals, but hated by immortals. I was alone. I would do it all again. And I still might. They call themselves the Farad'n in this era, but they have died out and been reborn many times. They are not an independent culture. They are the Mariketh's dark secret, the inevitable consequence of life's haphazard nature. A society cannot simply purge itself of the weak, the ill, or the disadvantaged. Those unwanted newborns abandoned among the dunes, they rarely die, no matter how much the Mariketh wish to make them simply disappear. No, they live. The Farad'n are the shadow of the Mariketh, always just out of sight, always watching. They rescue those children and raise them up on the outside, looking in. An unspoken relief for the father and mother that must give up their child. But a gathering storm fated to one day return home with a fury. Thank you.
Need something? Publicly, I will decry them as loudly as anyone else. Privately, I understand. I do not condone their actions, but I have suffered some small portion of what they must feel their entire lives. To be honest, I expected them to turn on us eventually. This defector, Risu, will never be accepted by the Adura. You may trust her, and she may provide information about the enemy's intentions, but remember, she is a traitor to her people. We deal with our own traitors using excessive means. She is not one of us, so we do not consider it our duty to punish her, but neither will we protect her when the time comes. Goodbye.
This Balbalak will live or die based on her usefulness in pursuit of the beast. Ask her what questions you will, then we Ardura will decide her fate. If her information proves to be truthful, then she will live. If she is a deceiver sent to misdirect us, she will be left to die in the open desert once again. Move swiftly.
I know what Jaman-Ra intends. Atop the burial spires of Deshar lie the Maraketh's most honored dead. The king has become driven by madness to seek any trace of ancient flesh from those of renown or power in life. He intends to feed their bodies to the horrific creature he keeps in a cage behind his throne. They call it the Beast. I have seen it, and the sight haunts my nightmares. The Halani gates are closed. Then Jaman-Ra must have succeeded in capturing them. He planned to close the gates to prevent the Maraketh from interrupting his harvest. A siege from the front would be impossible now. But there is another way. An ancient passage lost to time. It was used by the traitor Balbala. I can show you where it is, if you will use it to stop Jaman-Ra before it is too late. I am of the Faridun. We are the shadows of the Maraketh, the unwanted and the forgotten. Some time ago, a foreign woman came to us and offered us the power to take back what was ours. We took her deal. We had no idea what it would cost us. When she finally brought us the Beast, it was not the glorious power we'd been promised. It was horrifying. Those of us who did not want to make war, those of us who are afraid of the Beast, Jaman-Ra sealed us in the mine when his dreadnought was complete. This madness must end. Some may call me a traitor, but I do not seek the destruction of my brethren. I seek their salvation. You need not trust me. You will see the truth of my information soon enough. I ask nothing of you, only that you do what you know is right. This corruption that plagues the land, I cannot bring myself to fully believe it's the reason for my people's sickening turn. I know that when the Beast first came to us, when Jaman-Ra was raised from death, he quickly became covetous and prone to fits of rage. Soon that fervor gleamed in the eyes of those around him. You say it's his corruption, but I have not seen anything in my brothers and sisters that was not already there. Corruption may exist, yes, but it does not fully control. It only excuses. The Faridun are warring against the Maraketh because they desire to do so. They have always wanted this conflict. They want to make those who abandoned us suffer. What is that being? Does it travel with you? I would tell you not to trust a mysterious stranger in black, but that would make my own situation rather difficult. I cannot say I view the Maraketh favorably, but there is no other power to which I can turn. Jaman-Ra is going mad, and I know that the Maraketh will unite their scattered Akaras to confront him if the need is great enough. I believe that it is. The Maraketh have no idea how great we number. We are larger than any one Akara by far, and my brothers and sisters hold a great bitterness, even before corruption came among us. Everything we do, from our garb to our food, is made opposite to the Maraketh out of spite. I still feel some of that anger when I see them here, standing proud and colorful. Asala promises them a return to their glory days. But do they not have such glory now? I must pursue what I feel to be right. Asala might yet decide to have me put to death, or abandon me to the doom of the desert. I know these risks, but I had to try anyway. If you had seen the darkness rising in the hearts of my brothers and sisters, you would understand. I am not betraying them. I'm trying to save them from themselves. This Oriana, the one you called a countess. Jaman-Ra has declared her our queen. She first came to us from the south and seemed sympathetic to our cause. She promised us power, the power to take back our lives. She left for Azomite lands, vowing to return with something that would resurrect our greatest hero, Jaman-Ra. With that hope dangled before us, the Faridun united for the first time since his death. We prepared, as she asked. We took the quarry. We began working on the dreadnought. I am ashamed to admit that I was a devout believer in the cause. Until the day she kept her promise. She did return. She did bring the power to resurrect Jaman-Ra. She brought the beast. The sight of that thing chilled my soul. Those of us who objected to its presence were forced to work, mining and finishing the dreadnought. By the time we were done, madness was already rife, and we were sealed in the mine to die for supposedly betraying our people. Scylla.
So, the outcasts have raised their new king from the grave, and he seeks to violate Deshar, to feed our honored dead to the beast. Such a transgression. Those vile dogs! Our city of the dead lies beyond the Halani gates. We should move to crush the Ferryden immediately. Let us see if this defector's information is truthful. Infiltrate this supposed passage, find your way to the top of the gates without being detected, and then call for aid. I shall answer. You have your orders.
If you are traveling through Traitor's Passage, there is something I wish to ask of you. The traitor, Balbala. According to the tales, she is still sealed there, somewhere along the tunnel, as an undying djinn. She served her sentence long ago, but knowledge of the location was lost. It is long past time to release her. I will tell you her story if you wish, but I doubt it will mean much to a Jingad. Long ago, when Keth was the shining jewel of the Vastiri, and our trade routes were the envy of the known world, a weak-willed Sekema named Balbala betrayed her Akara for a promise of Wraeclast, a mythical elixir said to bestow great power. She led a band of foreign warriors through secret paths to the top of the Halani gates. Taken by surprise, the Akara was slain to the last woman. What was her reward? Not Wraeclast. The bandits put a spear through her gut in that very passage. A cautionary tale, yes. For her betrayal, the wise woman of that era enacted an ancient ritual, trapping Balbara's soul as a djinn for a sentence intended to be 1,000 years. Jingak, it has been far more than 1,000 years. By Zarka's reckoning, at least 2 or 3. The stain of Balbala's betrayal has been lifted from her legacy, yet the knowledge of her prison was lost long ago. Take care.
Young one. Jaman-Ra? That's a tale I rarely tell. Every few generations, the Ferryden stir up trouble. Jaman-Ra was their most successful attempt at causing problems. A very long time ago, he spread dangerous ideas among the outcasts and spoke to the Maraketh as if they were equals. His offenses were so great, the Sekemas joined together to approach and rebuke him. The tale says that he was so in awe of the glory of our leaders, he ended his own life and chose to fall forgotten in the sands. It is a strange conclusion to his tale, I must admit. But this is what is told. If he has been somehow reanimated through corruption, he will have only one goal: harming us.
Stay in sight.
Quickly. I was asleep during the era of Jaman-Ra. I cannot attest to the truth of Risu's tale, though I cannot say it is outside the realm of possibility. The Maraketh have strict traditions, erring on the side of brutal. Go.
What is it?
At least there's some shade in here.
Meet your end. Fury!
The traitor Balbala has been sentenced to 1,000 years of suffering as a djinn, bound in this place of her dishonor. Let no woman or man of Maraketh blood enter her prison before her time is served.
Seems these doors were to remain closed. Caged for 1,000 years. Must have been quite the betrayal.
Now, Jindak, I prove myself! Face me!
Cultivate!
Beasts of Slami! Nakai!
So that's my reward for freedom. A murder attempt and an old coin. There's a faint scent on the air. The beast is near.
Hold them back while I open the gate!
Forward! Fury!
Advance with me! There are 2 more gates we must open!
Noxious sycamore!
Shaman-Ra?
You are unworthy! The mannequin will fall by my hand! Wrath for the king! I shall dethrone you, Sycamore, and leave you to the sand! The mannequin will fall by my hand! Wrath for the king! I tried to seek peace, and the Sycamores disgraced me! Rot in the sand. This time, we choose war! We shall finish this! But not today.
Make haste! We must not escape!
Look at him run.
Quickly! He conjures the very sands against us!
We must battle sorcery with sorcery. Let us return to the caravan and entreat Zarka's wisdom.
The Countess has used corruption to resurrect Jaman-Ra, and they have escaped with the beast. Thankfully, we have some idea what the Faradin intend. We must reach Deshar as soon as possible. I am accustomed to others shivering and turning away when my gaze falls upon them. But I must confess, for once, the feeling is reversed. Although she is blind, I sometimes have the strangest notion that she is looking at me, even at night. You have no idea how much restraint it requires to listen to tales of people and places I knew, yet not correct her. She's close. I shall grant her that. Often startlingly so. In certain details or sequences of events, but the spirit of what happened thousands of years ago, the essence of that life, has been embellished. At other times, the stories convey only a pale shadow, and the true magnificence is lost. Or is it my memories that have drifted with time? I suppose we shall never know, because those days are gone, never to return. All that I once loved has been dust hundreds of years longer than you have even been alive. Do whatever it takes.
Jaman-Ra can control the sands? Oh, this was not an ability he had in life. It must be born of corruption. There is something in the tales that could help us overcome such a power. It was said that the horn of the Vastiri could control the winds. I believe the horn's location has been lost to time, but perhaps it is possible that we can reconstruct it. We would have to retrace the steps of our greatest heroine, Orbala, on her final adventure. Speak to Asala. She knows the tale and where it might take us. Let her know how you wish to begin. Or you may seek my wisdom if you have further questions. Ah, you released Balbala, the traitor? Then it is your duty to redeem her soul by allowing her to serve as a mentor djinn during your dance with the Scorpion. In modern times, we give aspiring Decaras a straightforward test. For this task, however, the old ways are required. You will have to face a much deadlier trial. Speak to Asala. The original trial is not far from here, and the caravan is duty-bound to carry you there. Ah, the horn. How to condense a 7-day tale. It was created during Obala's 8th adventure, her final quest before becoming the Sekama of Sekamas. She wrested control of the 3 elements. Her trusty war steed, the great mastodon Ekbab, gave its tusks for the carving and the channeling of lightning. The essence of water was a secret held at the heart of Keth. And primordial fire must be earned from those that originally brought it to Wraeclast. We will find them at the Valley of Titans. Yes, those are the 3 elements we will need. This is not the first time the sands themselves have been used against us. The necromancer of Weeping Black, Saresh, once waged war upon the Maraketh out of the nascent desert regions of that era. He commanded not only armies of the dead, but vast roiling storms as well. Hearing of this threat, Obala set forth on a quest to master the elements. And in 3 places of power, she proved herself to the winds. Her reward came to be known as the Horn of the Vastiri. When she drew in a mighty breath and sounded the horn, it was so powerful. Every tent across the entire plains blew open. You can imagine what it did to the necromancer's sandstorms. Seizing their moment, the united Akaras stormed forth to savage the undead armies of Saresh. For this victory, Obala was made the Sekama of Sekamas. And after ruling with strength and cunning for many years, later became our Queen of the Wind, greatest goddess of the Maraketh. Her divine name was Garukan, which means ultimate sovereign. The tales, unfortunately, make no further mention of the horn after that. Each young one is much like another. Theroden, Maraketh, what does it matter to an old woman? Others may scowl for letting Risu sit and listen to my stories, but none may order me silent. I will tell your tale.
So, you released Balbara from her prison, and she fought well. Good. She may now earn her redemption, if the ancient places still hold power. Her barrier contains her soul. She will tell you what to do next. Risu has proven herself, at least to me. She has spoken only the truth, and I believe she means well. In another life, we might have been fellow Dekara, or even friends. When I face his direction, there is a faint impression. Even the sun does not intrude upon my blindness, so this is a new sensation for me. What am I seeing from your strange companion? Blessings.
Ah, yes. The Horn of the Vestiri. I know the tale. The ancient city of Keth, the Badlands, and the Valley of the Titans. We can retrace Orbala's steps in any order.
Makarkan. We Faridun have never had grand caravans. In our preparations, Jaman Ra tasked our people with building one of our own. The intent shifted as madness crept upon him. Soon it became the greatest war machine the Vastiri have ever known. The wish for a better life was gone. Only thoughts of hatred were left. Farewell.
Yes? The Balbalak has her life, for she was truthful. If she also wishes to be accepted here, that will be up to her. Move swiftly. That valley of the Badlands, where mastodon bones rot under the sun for all time, is proof that a culture can vanish entirely if the world changes too much. I will not let my people diminish and disappear the same way. Once the seat of power for our people, now a buried testament to a glorious past. We will build a new Keth someday when all this is over, and the Marraketh will shine under the sun once again. That is a promise. I am forbidden by the terms of the Third Pact from invoking the right of flame myself. I must send an emissary, as must they. I do not know in what form it will come.
Seems there's a meeting at the main cart.
The weary traveler has reached the end of the path. Welcome to the city of Seven Waters, whence bounty springs. Behold our lush plains and verdant forests, blessed to feed empires far and wide. Eat, drink, and be fat at your leisure, so long as you take word back to your homeland of the glory of Keth.
All these snake women make me miss the Grelwood.
I shall put you down.
Once a bustling city, now a sand-choked tomb.
Winter deepens, bringing a biting chill. I long for it to snow, for the wonder I felt as a child, to grace my eyes once more. But the last winter that brought such beauty was 200 years ago now. It cannot snow in a region where it does not rain. The city is quiet. The city is cold. The wind whistles through stone columns, unheard by the living. I ask myself why I am still here. I ask myself why I will not let my tired bones rest. And I ask myself whether I truly believe Halani will awaken. I do. I do.
On this, the meeting place of 7 waters, we lay the first stone of our new home. May Keth stand eternal, the heart of peace and prosperity, The bastion of our people.
He holds a new loyalty now.
I was mortal.
My king wields.
So the Helani gates weren't just named for the river.
The mortal. Oh, at last. Please, end my suffering. My followers are long since dust, and I am but parchment. My veins dry as sand. None remember my name, and none think of me. I awoke from my long slumber, unable to move. My time has passed. I ask you, mortal, to use that one element that may finally end me. My opposite. Fire. It must be done.
Of course. You've suffered long enough.
Death. Thank you.
Forgotten by even her own people. I wonder what Zaka would make of this.
Quickly. Ah, Keth. Now nothing but dunes of sand, but once it was glorious. The waters flowed in patterns crafted by artisans of skill beyond belief. The hanging gardens could impress even the most jaded heart. Thank you.
Warm nights. There was a goddess of water lying at the heart of Keth. I wonder what her role in the past involved. It is my sacred duty to keep our tales, but I know nothing of this goddess. How could we Maraketh have forgotten something so important?
Yes? Meeting the Adura is disconcerting. Like most Faridun, I was left to die in the desert as an infant. Perhaps someone here is my mother or father. I look at each of them, wondering what my life could have been. If they had wanted me, my people are full of anger and distrust. For reasons I hope are clear. They are blinded by this. Somehow she knows when I am near. She frowns and turns away. I fear no one here will ever accept me. but I cannot go back to my people now. She is the only one willing to talk with me. I could listen to her stories for days. She truly does not seem to care that I am not of the Ardura. Scylla.
Welcome.
I've never seen such death. Bones, stacked on bones.
Prepare yourself!
This looks freshly dug, and the abyssal rot is already spreading.
So the ancient enemy has returned. But why is this one not attacking us?
Do you understand me, creature?
In a time long past, I aided an alliance that fought these beings for centuries. They are the Lightless, the Abyssals, the spawn of the Well of Souls. I can teach you its ancient tongue, for knowledge was our greatest weapon. Hold still.
What did you just do?
You now possess understanding of their language. Tread carefully. In ages past, these creatures served a dark god. Kulamak, the Lich Lord, master of undeath. The Alliance destroyed his body in battle countless times, but the Well of Souls remained beyond our reach. I must go. I cannot risk capture.
Harm is meant. This one waits and watches. This one serves.
Serves who?
This one serves. This one has always served. Unchanging. The master changes in Kulamak's absence. Amanamu. Ulaman. Kurgo. Never Tekrod. This one does not change. You are here. You are the master. Until you are not here. Kulamak stirs below. Kulamak
Listen to the well, his bones, his ancient flesh. He will reward you as he rewards this one. The source gives him power. The edge beckons, the source calls from below. Soul spiral, drawn by the call. All souls that return, all still flesh that yet moves. The source gives motion, if not life.
The heart of all that life abhors.
It is so. The well of souls is the source of all necromancy. Yes, Master. Embrace death. It is a gift from the source.
How did necromancy come to be such a plague?
The well is not. The Master below already reached. Then the well was, and always had been. The more this was fought and destroyed, the more souls spiraled into the well. The never exalted Kuyaman. He rose and walked the boundless cavern above, enjoying the searing light and heat without pain. To wage the war, he gave power to his sons, and they became the Lich Lords. The Lich Lords gave power to their servants, and they became the necromancers. These ones have been fighting for so long. The well spirals, the nether overflows. Countless screens bleed into one endless exhale that can
This well is an abomination.
The well is down. From all places, all paths, it is still down. In time, all things spiral down. You too will be called. There is no obliviation, only screaming forever.
I hope you're just being poetic.
You confuse this one, Master. You destroy these ones, but not this one. Has this one served you well?
They attacked me first. That's all.
I shall wait.
So you're the one responsible for all this death.
If I ever see enough, they won't be needing these anymore.
These tusks are truly worthy of Orbala's steed. Stay inside.
This valley is not natural. It's been carved. This is their burial place. Thought highly of themselves. I get the feeling that I am not welcome here. wasted on a broad such as... Hot to the touch.
Greetings. Do whatever it takes.
This ruby is beautiful and quite haunting. Perhaps it is simply my imagination, but I feel as if there is something staring back at me from deep inside. Impressive, young one. Now we have everything we need to recreate the Horn of the Vastiri. It'll take a bit of carving. I think the flame ruby goes here. Imbue the essence of water with the proper motions. Maybe I'll just tighten that there. Snap that off. Oh, I hope that wasn't important. All right. It's a bit like the original horn. If my fingers were more nimble, I could have done better. This won't blow a gale across the entire Vastiri, but it will serve our purpose. Here, take it. You retraced Obala's journey, so you should be the one to sound the horn.
I'm not musically inclined, but if I must.
Stay in sight.
It is time to use the reforged Horn of the Vastiri to open the way through. Prepare yourself. War is nigh. Fight to the last.
You can't hide forever, Jaman-Ra.
I am hesitant to allow you access to Sacred Deshar, but better a single Jingak than an army of spiteful enemies. Our city of the dead must be protected, no matter the cost. Move swiftly.
Yes? Farewell.
Young one, I will tell your tale.
As we approach Deshar, I feel I must ask something of you once more. There is someone I care about. Let us leave it at that. I have learned she went on a lone journey to the spires 3 moons past, and she has not returned. The others cannot know of this, for there was neither sickness nor injury involved. Do you understand? I simply wish to know the truth of what happened, to end the pain of not knowing. If you happen to find Lailuma's body in the dunes below the spires, and if you bring me something of hers, then I will know. If you do not, then no one ever will. Those Maraketh that prove themselves in life earn burial in the sky. But the weak and unfortunate have a tradition of their own. Because they are not allowed to rest above, when they feel sickness or injury taking hold, they leap from the windswept heights of Deshar to the dunes below. Though their bodies will still be lost in the sands, our greatest fear, lying at the base of honor, is the next best thing to lying upon it. You can understand why I was concerned that Lailuma chose to travel there alone. Now the sandstorm is cleared. We have a chance to chase down Jaman-Ra. Though I am not gifted with sight, I clearly see the dangers ahead of us. You must keep your wits about you. Take care.
The path to Deshar has been opened. Infiltrate the towers and stop the Farad'n from feeding the beast. Move swiftly.
Young one.
Quickly.
Enter Deshar, and take our vengeance upon the Farad'n within. We will flank them while you ascend and undertake your duty.
A city of the dead. Why not just bury them and be done with it?
You found a letter? For your sake, do not speak of its contents. I will burn it. When I have the opportunity, I intend to return to Deshar and mark the location of Lailuma's body. A stone, perhaps. Something inconspicuous. Others will not know, but I will. She will be remembered. Blessing.
I was never a fan of heights. Best not look down. In my sight.
Let these towers stand for all time, so that the sands may never swallow the honored dead. We give you to the sky and to the wind, in defiance of the doom of the desert.
You are relentless, but that makes you predictable. The time of the Faradin is nigh.
Desha, the city of the dead. In these harrowing times, one could be forgiven for thinking the risen dead live there, if that form of existence can even be called living. No. Long before we had to worry about the dead rising, we built towering spires to return our people to the sky. Our honored dead lie openly, enjoying the sun, not hidden from it under the earth. Over time, they are scoured away, becoming the wind and sand you feel on your skin at this very moment. Desha is our most sacred monument. I myself will soon make the journey there, once I train a replacement. Most do wait for their bodies to fail, but I would prefer to meet death on my feet. Who knows? I may even be the first mortal to win my battle. and defeat Nakrata in spiritual combat. It might not look like it now, but I was a rather powerful sorceress in my time. I will tell your tales.
The Ferden have assembled a tremendous dreadnought, a war caravan larger than we have ever seen. As we speak, it is barreling through the heart of the Vestiri, leaving devastation in its wake.
The hunt nears its end.
We now have their trail. They will not escape. Move swiftly.
The proving grounds for the Sisterhood is complete. Though it broke many bones and some backs, the triumph is ours to behold. Zarok has been a most helpful aid. He came to us at Tel Jari, but now he is something more.
I will serve. We have met in battle, but not in peace. I am Balbala, once a traitor, long a sorrowed prisoner. As Jinn here, I shall serve as your guide. Together, we shall prove ourselves worthy. I have had a great many years to think on my foolish choices, and now all I want is to earn my right to rest. This place was built to determine honor, to prove oneself worthy as a Sekima. Tradition allowed for one Dekara and one advisor. If I aid you here, and if you succeed, then my crimes will finally be forgiven. Then and only then may I join those that have gone before. I hardly know the woman I was before. I remember betraying my Akara, but the reasons why now feel petty and small. If I could go back, if I could speak to the woman I was, I would tell her what a fool she was being. Would she listen? Probably not. The mistakes we make are shaped from who we are. The tale women of many Akaras gathered on the day of my sentencing. Death was not punishment enough for my crime. They enacted the ritual, but my imprisonment as Jinn would not have been possible without my willful agreement. I accepted. I let it happen because I deserved it. I have no idea how long I was trapped there, but it was as close to eternity as I can possibly imagine. The role of advisor is strictly bound by tradition. I may offer you aid, but only in certain specific ways. Look to me in your times of doubt. What happened to the plains of Vastiri? The land has changed so much since the time of my imprisonment. There were several desert regions slowly spreading, but it wasn't like this. The Halani gates where I committed my crimes were waterlocks for a river. Now there is nothing but sand and salt flats. How could they have allowed this to happen? Goodbye.
I'm unsure what I've gotten myself into here.
The foe ahead is formidable. Steel yourself.
A monstrosity born of earth and stone.
Stand clear.
We're no match for me.
Greetings.
If a way exists, I will find it. If it does not, I will make it.
It is done. You are no longer a Jingak. You now carry with you the spirit of a Maraketh Dekara. I am finally free, but I find I do not wish to rest just yet. This place is in disrepair, though it may take another 1,000 years. I must restore it to its former glory. Should you need me, I will continue to serve as your guide here. If you wish to challenge the trial again, find more barriers, more coins, the Jinn within will inhabit this place, much like I do. We will succeed.
Ready yourself. We must prevail, no matter what.
I always do. This ends now. Suffer! Pitiful.
You again. The fool under the Hooded One's sway. Do you even know what he is? No matter. You'll find my king far more capable than Count Geonor. My king, take the power you were promised. Put an end to this nuisance.
The Sekma of the Ardura. Bow before your king.
American proud king. Submit. You are finished.
We are the storm. Doom of the desert.
My
Maraketh will pay! You will be forgotten! I call the winds! Hate and hate! Die! Ulasekama!
Asala!
You have accomplished nothing. Oriana will prevail, and the Faradin will rule the Vastiri!
This is not over. Not yet.
Shamandra! I return you to the embrace of death!
It is done. The war is over. I have given him an honorable death. This may prove to heal the wound between the Faradin and the Maraketh. Return with me. I must address my people.
The risen king is dead once again. His tale is yet another tragic outcome of the harsh desert. At least this time the death was honorable. Asala did this intentionally, and I admire her for it. The Faradin have already begun the process of taking his body to Deshar for a proper sky burial. Asala allowed this. It feels like we could be stepping into the light of a new era for the Maraketh. Sands guide you.
What? I will tell your tale.
Quickly. The Maraketh abandoned us, but there is beauty in their strict traditions. They do not have a choice. The desert is a harsh Sekema, as they say. Uniting as one people, combining our resources, that is the only way we can all live in peace. Farewell.
My worst fears have been realized. The beast is beyond our means now.
Who or what are you?
You're right. I have not been entirely forthcoming. It is time I told you who I truly am. I am a god. I am the thief of virtue. I am sin. And I have failed once again. It was I who created the beast. The seed of corruption that now threatens to grow anew. And it is my responsibility. As it is my creation that once again threatens all of Wraeclast, it is by my hand that it must be contained. All I can ask is that, knowing who I am, you still see the importance of our task. The beast has grown beyond our ability to contain it. We must search for something greater than we currently possess. Something that can drain its power and bring it back to a more manageable form. While I slumbered under the numbing effects of corruption, there was an empire that mastered the use of that deadly energy. We must go to the jungles of the long-ago Vaal. Their ruins may yet hold the secrets we need. That is where we must go, to the sunken city of Utsal. It is our only hope.
It doesn't matter what you've done. Only what you're going to do about it.
How can I advise you? I am thousands of years old. I was mortal first, but then I was deified against my will by my brother. But that is a story for another time. I spent my early divine life in Keth. I loved and was loved. I even had a daughter. This shrine depicts them both. They were revered by the Maraketh. Garrikon was the true jewel of the vast eerie, at least to me. Divine love is much like mortal love, at least from what I can remember. And we were happy for a time longer than the lives of many mortal men. The time came, however, when love was not enough. Her humanity sifted through the cracks of her life like fine sand, leaving a divine shell that held her image, but nothing of her soul. It is a trap, you see. Divinity. Faith empowers, but faith also shapes. To gather more power, a god must play the part, becoming more and more the icon their followers perceive. When does perception become reality? It's impossible to pinpoint, and that's the most sinister thing about it. You never know the moment you cross the line. You want the truth? I betrayed her, and had her killed. There are not enough excuses in all of Wraeclast to make up for what I did. I thought it was the right thing to do at the time. I thought it was the only way to save humanity. And yet, here we are again, chasing the beast and fighting for the fate of the world. I am beginning to suspect that the cycle of history may never end, unless we surpass ourselves and find another way. But until we do, we will solve this the only way we know how, with violence. Go.
Take care.
Hello? I will tell your tale.
Yes? Warm nights.
What is it? Jaman Ra is back where he belongs. I have given him a proper death. By removing his head, I acknowledged him. Though he was never a king, despite what the Ferelden may choose to believe. Those who have survived this war will be given a choice. It would be a waste to kill the Ferelden who have proven themselves in battle. They may choose to be acknowledged, to have a place at the table, or they can remain outcasts. Either way, it is time to write a new chapter. Who knows what the future holds? After what has happened here, the other Akaras must consider joining the Ardura. I intend to be persuasive. Yes, we can take you to the edge of the desert. Then we will continue to track the beast. You must find a way to contain it. When we find out where it is being taken, we will seek you out. Until then, may the winds ever be calm on your paths.
The beast has grown too powerful. We can no longer contain it through mortal means. There was once an empire that embraced corruption. They studied it, mastered it, and became the greatest civilization the world has ever known. But it led to their destruction. Our allies will continue the pursuit of the beast, but we shall undertake a different search. We must go to the ruins of the Vaal Empire, in search of a weapon against the coming cataclysm.